Let's look at another way of creating curves within this NURBS object. Select the object, and I'll go to the curve subobject type. In fact, I just want to scale this down a little bit more, position it, center it a little bit better. And now I want to create something called an offset curve. Let's see the difference between an offset curve and simple scaling. I'll zoom in on that with Alt-W. And again, I can use the scale tool to create a duplicate curve with the Shift key. And when I release the mouse and create an independent copy, I can move that around to show you that with this scale technique, it's not possible for me to maintain a consistent distance between the two curves. To do that, I need something called an offset curve. In fact, I'll just delete the one that I just made. I just created that as an illustration. One of the quirks of the software is that in order to create a new curve, I cannot actually be in curve subobject mode. I'll actually need to exit out of subobject mode, and I need to be in object mode now. I got a lot of rollouts here in the Modify panel. Let me open some of these up here, especially this one that says Create Curves. That's the one I really need. I could use the NURBS toolbox, by the way. I don't prefer to use that because these icons are not really that obvious to me. I prefer the text buttons. Here we go, Offset. I'll activate that button and then click and drag to create the offset curve. And as you see, it's maintaining a consistent distance from the original curve. And when I have what I want, more or less, I'll release the mouse, and now I've got an offset curve. And I can right-click to exit that tool. You'll notice now that the offset curve is in bright green. That's an indicator that it's a dependent curve. It's dependent on some other curve in the object. I'll go back to my 4 viewport layout with Alt-W. And I don't need these selection brackets in the shaded view, so I'll press the J key to hide those. Now if I go into curve subobject mode and select this, I actually cannot move it independently of the original source curve. There's a connection between those two. What I need to do in order to position them separately is to make this offset curve independent. I'll click on it, and I'll have to go into the Curve Common Rollout and find the button that says Make Independent. Once I click that now, I've broken the relationship between the two, and now I'm able to move them separately. That's an offset curve.